Cheers. I mean, cheers. I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm Katie. 23. And I'm a Pisces.
The most important information.
Yeah, I'm like
your printmaking more than anything, because I really like the direction that you've taken with it. So why don't you talk a little bit about how you got into printmaking?
Yeah, I feel like I'm someone who likes doing things way harder than they need to be, and that's like printmaking in a nutshell. It's totally like, let's take drawing or like painting or any other media or way of making art and make it like way harder. And I mean like the first time I took like an intro to printmaking class, I got like a D, so I had to retake it.
Oh man.
And then I ended up really liking it, and I took another class. I took an intaglio class, and the instructor that I had for it was really critical and like rough and kind of mean, but it was like really reminiscent of like my parents or soccer coaches that like always held me to a higher degree. This was a piece that I made for the show that I put on last week for Street Safe, and it's the origin story of Street Safe, which basically alludes to how they came together. And Christine Barber, this thing is like flopping all over the place. Christine Barber, the founder of Street Safe, started the organization in like 2009, around the time that the West Mesa murders and the Bone Collector came out and came to surface, and 11 remains of homeless sex workers were found. Some of them were as old as like 2003, 2004. So it's just really daunting and scary and sad how long it took for these women to be uncovered. So to represent them, I made 11 butterflies, either in like a chrysalis process or, you know, kind of flying around. And I tried to bring a lot of light to this really sad and heavy story because it's important, and I think people should know and be aware and like, you know, like care, like this is happening in our backyards, and it's scary and really atrocious, and I wanted to make, not light, but you know, I wanted to kind of play with these heavier themes and contrast them to like thinking about the women in light of their memories and how they lived and how they live on. And you know, although this really unfortunate thing happened, there are organizations like Street Safe, there are people who care and people who want to do something about it so that never happens again, and that it's hard for something like that to even happen in the first place.
Yeah. So you were saying that you did your show a week ago.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that and how that came to be?
Yeah, so it was really good. It was really successful, I think, in my opinion. For, you know, only a month's worth of like kind of preparation and a lot of like not really knowing what I was doing, but knowing what I was doing at the same time. Like, I've planned events before, and I've booked shows, and it was primarily music, and I primarily was either in a band that was performing or doing a lot of like minimal like, hey, you want to play a show? Cool, great, see you then. It was good. It was fun. I think it provided a lot of stress, but you know, like, I like that, apparently. I apparently like to put myself in really, like, not stressful, it's like fun stress, you know? I'm like, I'm gonna be stressed out about stuff anyways, I may as well be stressed out about something that brings me joy.
Yeah.
And I think there was a lot of really good energy that night. Like, it felt really good being there, and it felt really good being able to, you know, raise as much money as we did, and like,
go ahead and say the number.
yeah,
Be
I'm
proud.
like, yeah, it was like $720 or $30 some.
So good.
And then in my house currently, you know, there's all the donations back there. So I don't know. I'm like, Street Safe is so humble. They really are. Like, they're doing some really hard work. You know, like really like making the effort to connect with women on the street, and really making an effort to be like, no, this fucking happens.
Mm-hmm.
This is happening. You should care, because it's awful, you know, like, and it doesn't have to be like that. I think for me, a lot of what they do kind of brings the awareness of even like the small victories that you can have with reaching out with people. It's like, I don't know, just building community on a genuine basis, like getting to know people, making friends, and like providing the means that you can to this really vulnerable population of people. Like, I think about my own friends, and I'm like, yeah, I do that for my friends anyways, you know, like I'll provide a home if they need it, I'll provide a meal, I'll provide whatever. If I can, then I'll do it, you know.